Hello and welcome to your real estate journey expert tips for buyers and sellers. I am Dolly Lopez, your realtor and broker in the state of Florida and Kentucky. And today I am lucky to have one of the inspectors that I normally work with in the state of Florida, actually South Florida. Welcome, Luis. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Dolly. How are you?
I'm doing well. Very excited to have you on board. So let's talk about general inspections.
Great.
First, what would you recommend someone who's purchasing a property to get ready and prepare for a general inspection?
Okay, so pretty much the first thing I will recommend a buyer to do is just hire a licensed and insurance inspector. First of all, just make sure this inspector that you're gonna hire it has a license in your state or county. Also, try to look for an inspector with experience. Experience is really important when you're taking this step. It's an important step in your life that will, need a license and professional
Now,
inspector for
how do
you to
you
help you.
know? How do you know that the inspector has experience?
License.
Well,
Okay,
how do
so
you know if it's licensed? And then how much experience do they have? How can
okay,
just a
first.
consumer know that?
Okay, so first of all, you're gonna ask the inspector for his background, or ask him for a license and how many experience they have. So in case you have certain, questions about it, you can go to the DBPR. In this case, in Florida, I don't know other states, but in the DBPR, you're gonna find when was that license launched. So if he has a license, if a fully licensed person, they're gonna show up with the day that was the license granted to that
Okay,
inspector.
got it. Okay.
Yes.
So, what are the steps during the inspections that consumers needs to be aware of? Because I normally, by the way, because I know some buyers they don't go to inspections. I highly recommend all my buyers to go to every single inspections because at the end of the day, they won't see that property again until the final walkthrough. So you want to make sure you take measurements. If you need to take notes or anything about the property, you have a couple of hours to do so during the inspection. I only recommend not to talk to the inspectors while they're doing the inspection so they can actually do a good job. But then at the end, the inspector normally, you would normally go and explain all your findings to the buyer, isn't it right?
Correct. So, in this case, what we always recommend, as you mentioned before, is to have the buyer on site so the buyer can see what the inspection is doing and have a perception of what is an inspection is. Also, we're gonna start doing the inspection through the outside of the property. We're gonna check multiple components like electrical, any exterior plumbing components like mention of valves. We're gonna open those electrical panels. We're gonna check the structure on the outside, foundation in case you have a cross space, the floor structure under the cross space. If you have any structural problem, we're gonna notice in case you have any crack. We're gonna check if you have any pool, all the pool components, windows, which are really important, believe it or not, because we know over the time and due to sediment, the windows edge crack. So when you have that problem, it could cause a major water intrusion that could cause eventually mold and moisture growing inside of your house. Then after we finish with the exterior of the property, we're gonna go in. We're gonna check same components like in the bathroom, plumbing, flooring, kitchen appliances, all electrical components, including outlets, interior electrical panel, garage doors. We're gonna go up in the attic. We're gonna check all the attic structure. Also, we're gonna check during the plumbing process. We're gonna check if the plumbing is in a watertight condition, and also we're gonna see certain things that will allow to determine if the property has Chinese drywall or not, which is a major problem that was present in Florida between 2000 and 2008. Yeah, that's pretty much a pretty basic time inspection overlook.
Yep. And I can see that because I normally also work in Kentucky. So I come from Kentucky. I've been practicing real estate, I guess, for over 10 years now, 15 years. I don't even know how long. It has been a while since I started with investing in real estate. And then obviously owning my own business within real estate. But Chinese drywall was never an issue. But I think that's a topic for another podcast because it's a lot of information that I'm sure is going to be very beneficial to everyone watching. Now,
Yeah.
lastly, what should, in your opinion, what do you think the buyers would need to do after they finish the inspection? After they receive a report, what should they do?
Well, first of all, they're gonna receive a report by email, and we encourage the buyers to read the entire report top to bottom. There are many information. There is lots of photos and documentation that must need to be read. In case they realize that they don't understand for certain reasons or have any questions, we encourage those buyers to call the inspector who did the inspection so they can explain better and simple to the buyer about the findings and the problems in the property. That's key for the buyer to take a decision if buying or not buying the property.
That's good. I think it might be a good idea to bring a report to actually, if you can walk us through how to read a report, because this can be very intimidating. Those reports are like a bunch of pages long, like 50 or 60 pages
Usually,
sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, it could
So
take from 30 to 40 to 60 pages, even more. I've seen 90 pages report. It all depends on the size of the property and the problems that were found during the process.
got it. Okay. I think that could be a good topic for another podcast as well, to kind of review the entire report and teaching our viewers how to actually read it and what to
Yeah,
look for. Luis, thank you so much to be with us today. I really appreciate you taking your
it
time.
was it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you next time, guys.
All
Remember
right,
to
thank you.
comment, to share the video, to save it and to repost it. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We got all the sources. We're here in all social medias. Thank you. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
All right, thank you.